The battle over abortion rights, Oklahoma has passed a near total ban outlawing the procedure from conception. In nearly all cases, it's going to be enforced by private citizens bringing lawsuits. It's the most restrictive ban in the country, and it comes as the Supreme Court could soon overturn Roe v. Wade. There's a new reality for women emerging in Oklahoma. The state legislature has passed the country's most restrictive ban on abortion, relying on private citizens to enforce it.
Once signed, abortion will be illegal in Oklahoma, full stop.
The new law bans abortions from the moment of fertilization and in nearly all cases, except to protect the life of the mother or in cases of incest and rape, but only if those crimes are reported to police. ABC's Rachel Scott, noting how often crimes of rape and incest go unreported by victims, pressed the bill's author.
Well, the goal of this is to protect the child, the unborn child. So I believe that putting in the exception as we have it is acceptable in this situation.
Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt has vowed to sign the bill into law, which would take effect immediately.
We want to outlaw abortion in the state of Oklahoma.
This law is enforced by empowering private citizens to sue anyone who assists in an abortion with a reward of at least $10,000, like a law passed in Texas last year. Abortion has been a constitutional right for nearly half a century now, but the new conservative supermajority on the Supreme Court could change that. According to that leaked Supreme Court draft opinion obtained by Politico, 5 of the 9 justices are ready to overturn Roe v. Wade and let states make their own abortion laws. Supporters of abortion rights, including Vice President Kamala Harris, warn of a new repressive era if the Oklahoma law becomes the norm.
And it represents a threat, not just to women, but to all Americans.
And joining us now is Emily Wales. She's the CEO of Planned Parenthood Great Plains, helping to serve people in communities across Arkansas, Kansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma, where the country's most restrictive ban on abortion has just been passed by the legislature. Emily, thank you for being with us. So Oklahomans' access to abortion after approximately 6 weeks of pregnancy is already eliminated under a different citizen-enforced ban. Now they've gone all the way from the moment of fertilization. What will change, obviously, if this bill gets signed by the governor, which he has vowed to do?
That's right. This is actually the 3rd ban that Oklahoma has passed this year. We have a criminal ban that's set to take effect in August. What's going to happen on the patient side is already a reality here. Many patients cannot overcome the burdens in place to access abortion, but also they are confused. The leak of the Supreme Court decision has meant that people are already asking us, is Roe still the law? Is my birth control still legal? And we are trying to do what we can to educate and support those patients as they seek answers.
Well, do you have a sense of whether or not the morning after pill, birth control like that, is that covered and therefore outlawed under this law?
The law explicitly states that it's not trying to cover contraception. So we're trying to do some education with our own team members as well to reassure them. But we've already seen in many of the patients we've served from Texas, especially over the last 8 months, while their 6-week ban has been in effect, that people feel scared to talk to healthcare providers about their needs. Some of the patients we've seen have said, when I go home to Texas, I will not tell my doctor I've received this care. I'm not going to tell anyone, even if I think they'd be supportive, because I might be putting them at risk. Now the difference is that the patients we're having those conversations with are not people fleeing their home state. They are our neighbors and our family and friends. It's been a really difficult thing for our team to process as they're trying to do all they can to reassure, but the reality is very grim.
They're going to live in the same kind of reality that their great-grandmothers might have in a lot of these places. So earlier, I spoke with the author of the bill, State Representative Wendy Stearman, and I asked her, she talked to us a little bit about what the intention of the bill is and how it's citizen-enforced. And she also said that it does not intend at all to interfere with IVF, that there's a specific exception for that. And in a statement yesterday, I understand, you said this is not just one more ban, it's not another ban, it's a first. Well, what do you mean by that?
We're being inundated right now with stories about abortion access, especially in light of the Supreme Court's leaked decision. But this really is a first in the country. It changed the landscape for abortion care where we already don't have enough access. But now Oklahoma seeks to end care for as many people as possible. And those exceptions in many ways are distractions. A patient who's already been traumatized in Oklahoma now is forced to tell the police that they've been through that trauma to get care. The government has no business interfering with people who need to get this care and should trust the women who need it and the providers who are there to offer it.
And this bill now awaits the signature of Oklahoma's Governor Kevin Stitt. Planned Parenthood already shared on social media that it'll take the law to court. But given the fact that the Supreme Court basically let stand the similar Texas law, which empowered with the reward of bounties private citizens to sue people who help a woman get an abortion, what kind of fight can you put up here?
It's an extremely difficult time for that very reason. The fight does seem shorter than ever before because the Supreme Court will weigh in so quickly. There is some hope at the state level because you do have states like Idaho that have blocked similar laws. This vigilante justice, sue thy neighbor provision should scare all of us. And we are hopeful that the Oklahoma Supreme Court will take a real look at this and block the law and ensure that people's constitutional rights remain intact.
At some point, there's going to be a liberal state that'll pass a law enforced through private lawsuits banning guns, and then we'll see how that goes down. But if the Supreme Court does move to overturn Roe versus Wade, as that leaked draft opinion suggests, we know what this means for abortion care. But how will your organization prepare to pivot with the resources and care that you can provide? What will it look like for women in these states, 26 of them, where there will be a ban or something very much like it on the books within weeks of the Supreme Court acting?
That's exactly right. More than half of the states will move to restrict or outright ban abortion. And for us, the 4 states we serve, 3 of them do have trigger laws. And of course, Oklahoma will likely lose access before we even get to that point. We will pivot, as we've always done. We will still provide contraception, STI testing and treatment, cancer screenings, but then we will also be there as a point of information, education, and support. We have helped patients from Texas navigate out of their state to get care and let them know that we see them, we hear them, and we're providing for them. And even if we have to do that to our neighbors and friends to get them elsewhere, that's what we're going to keep doing because patients are scared and we're here to reassure them as much as possible.
There will be 2 Americas for women, whole regions, whole swaths of the country, from the Atlantic southern states on the Atlantic Ocean, all the way to the Rocky Mountains and beyond, and up into the Midwest, where women will face criminal penalties, civil penalties, whatever, for trying to seek abortion. Emily Wales, Planned Parenthood in the Great Plains, thanks very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.